Pizza. Espresso. You speak Italian, guys. 3 words already. Mafia. Mandolino. All Italian words. Okay, I am Simone, and tonight we'll talk a little bit about cloud computing and how the web and the mobile space is trending and is using cloud computing to somehow revolutionize the world. Just one quick question. Should I keep going, or should you gonna translate along the way, or only the Q&A? Only the Q&A. Okay, good.
네, 통역은 Q&A만 하겠습니다.
Okay. Can you follow me? Yes?
Yeah.
Yes? You sure? You sure?
Yes.
Okay, good. So let me see if this one works. Yes. So, Amazon.com, it's famous for being a retail company, selling products online. But today, we talk about something else in which Amazon is involved. It's called Amazon Web Services, or Cloud Computing Platform. This is a relatively new business for Amazon. We started 6 years ago on March 2006. And today, we, of course, are enjoying great momentum in the market because many companies are now using cloud computing to deliver services and products that were not even possible a few years ago. And when we talk about cloud computing, there are some key elements that make it special. One is elastic capacity. Being able to scale your capacity, your infrastructure, your servers, your storage very quickly in a very short amount of time. The second benefit is a much faster deployment and faster time to market. Because when IT infrastructure is no longer a barrier for your new service, your Facebook game, your website, it means that you can get to the market faster. A third point is that there is no need for initial investment. Startups today can launch globally from day one with a very, very small amount of money. And cloud computing is one of the reasons why this is possible today. Previously, you had to buy servers and storage and other computing power in advance, which means you needed a lot of money to start with. And then maybe you are not successful in the market. And all of a sudden you have many servers sitting idle in your office or in your data center, and you don't know what to do with them. Today you can go online, create an account, launch 10, 100, even 1,000 servers in just a few minutes, and only with a credit card. And you only pay as you go, and only for what you use. For example, if you have a website and you have a sudden increase in traffic, you can launch additional virtual servers to power your website. And you will pay more because you are using more resources. But then, after this peak is fading away, you can scale down, you can cool down your infrastructure and pay much less. So not only you don't need to invest upfront, But you can also save significant amount of money by paying only for what you really need, paying only for what you use. And last but not least, you can reuse components and automate as much as possible in your infrastructure, which means that you can save a lot of time and use that time, for example, to create a great product, which is, of course, a good marketing strategy. I agree. And there are, of course, business benefits in using cloud computing. Of course, you have lower costs, you pay much less for your infrastructure. You can have your team focus on the business, not in the day-to-day operations or in the running data centers part of the story. You can get to the market faster, which is sometimes very important, because if you arrive late, it might be that you are too late for the market. And there is no huge capital investment needed, so the efficiency of your capital is actually much better. This is a map of the world, and in this case, those are regions and availability zones and data centers and edge locations provided by Amazon Web Services. It's a global presence, and those are the additional ones, the stars, are edge locations where you can push your content to make it closer to the end user. And now let me give you some examples of companies that are successfully using cloud computing. The first one here is a company called Animoto. Do you know this company? Raise your hand. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people. Okay, not bad. It's about 5.86% of the audience. No, I'm kidding. I just made it up. So Animoto provides a very simple service. You upload your pictures, whatever pictures you have. You upload your music, or maybe you select from an existing library of music. And then Animoto will automatically create a video with very nice transitions and effects of your pictures based on the type of music that you selected. So for example, if you select heavy metal music, it will be very fast transitions and very fast effects, and your pictures moving away very quickly. If it's classical music, it will be gentle, slow, smooth transitions. And it's all automatic, with very nice fade in, fade out effects, etc. A few years ago, they launched a Facebook application. And until then, they were using about 50 servers on Amazon Web Services. And as you can imagine you are checking in on Facebook. You log in, and all of a sudden one of your friends, which you know doesn't know how to edit videos, has just published a beautiful video of his last trip to Thailand. And you can see these beautiful pictures and effects. And then you say, I know that my friend is not able to do this. Who did it for him? And at the end, you see, made by Animoto. So you're curious, and you want to check it out. And you go here, and you say, maybe I can do it for my pictures. And then you publish it on Facebook, and then your friends will see it. And they will say, I know that Simone is not able to edit videos. And then at the end you see, made by Animoto. And then you say, let me see if I can, you get the story, right? Viral effect. And this is what happened to their use of AWS. In 3 days, They went from about 50 machines up to 5,000 machines. It's an incredible story in just 3 days. And this is something that would not be possible before cloud computing. They had just a credit card and an AWS account. And a few days later, there was a journalist visiting them, interviewing them, and asking them, how is it possible that a small startup with only a few people can have this infrastructure? And they answered, the biggest machine that we have in our office is our coffee machine. And then we have some laptops, and everything else is in the cloud. This is another story. I love this one. Those are the founders of a small company in Perth, Australia. The company is called Filter Squad. And what they do, they create applications for iPhones and iPads to help you discover things. The first one that they launched was called Discover Music. And as you can imagine, it would help you discover new songs based on your initial preference. And then they launched Discover Apps, an easy way to discover new apps on your iPhone or iPad. And then they launched Discover Movies, to discover new movies. And because of those simple applications, they were able to become #1 in more than 28 countries in the Apple App Store. There is a short video that shows you how the Discover apps work. Let me show you. So this is your iPad. You can tap on one application. It will expand and give you suggestions. You can tap again and get additional suggestions. Then you can take a look at a specific application. You can read about it. You can decide if you want to buy it or not. And then you can go back and keep exploring. Tap again and get some other suggestions. So it's very intuitive, very easy. This is a game developer company in Beijing, Fun Plus Game. They are among the top 7 Facebook game developers in the world. And recently, they launched a few games, and they went from 1 million daily active users up to 3 million daily active users in just a couple of months. And if you listen to them, they were able to manage all of this, 3 million users, and more than 300 servers on AWS with just 1 engineer. So it's an impressive effort. Remember when I was telling you, you can focus more time on your business. This is the example. You need just 1 engineer in this case to manage a massive amount of users and servers, and the rest of your team can focus on something else. And this is, of course, my favorite example today, Instagram. Are you familiar with Instagram? Yes? I think you recently heard that they were bought by another big company, right? So Instagram, if you look at that link, bit.ly/Instagram-AWS, that's a blog post by Instagram a few months ago in which they describe how they take advantage of the AWS cloud, the Amazon Web Services cloud. Those are the tools that they use They use Ubuntu Linux on several EC2 machines. They use the elastic load balancing and the DNS service called Route 53. They use PostgreSQL on virtual volumes or EBS volumes. They use a key value database called Redis, and so on and so forth. It's a very technical post. So if you are technical, you might want to take a look at this. And this is a great example of how a small company, if you remember when they were acquired, they were 13 people. 13, 1, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 only. It's like this row here. You can imagine the entire Instagram team sitting in this row here. You're employee number 1. Quite lucky, yeah? 13 people were able to manage, I don't even know how many million users, more than 50 million users when they were bought by Facebook. And this is an example of a company that is lean, also because they take advantage of cloud computing and they can focus their efforts in many other things. We also provide SDKs or software development kits for mobile development because we see this as a very important trend. And I think that here in Asia, the interest in mobile, being games, being apps, being services, of course, is increasing more and more. You can, of course, think of a Ferrari when you think of innovation. And in fact, being Italian, I love Ferraris. This is my personal picture of a Ferrari. Not my personal Ferrari, unfortunately. My personal picture. At least I have a picture, right? It's a good start. So you can go to this link and find a detailed presentation on Amazon Web Services. You can also follow me on Twitter. I'm Simon. And now we should have a few more minutes for Q&A. And hopefully we will get some help with the translation. So I hope that you were able to follow me with my very strong accent and my bad English. But at least I taught you some Italian words. Pizza, espresso. You didn't know maybe that they were Italian, but now you do. So if someone asks you, do you speak Italian?